Hello and welcome to our Insight interviews for the Canberra International Film Festival of 2011, where we take a closer look at some of this year's highlights. I have with me Festival Director Simon Weaving, and today we're looking at Summerland, which is a lovely little film from Iceland. Simon, welcome. Thanks for coming back.
It's great to be here.
Now, Summerland, this one had me giggling with the first few minutes. It's so much fun.
It's a real hoot, isn't it?
It's such a bizarre story, but they're such down-to-earth characters. They really had me believing that there are fairies in the bottom of the garden. They get away with it. This is the kind of film Hollywood just doesn't...
No, it's true, and it's lovely to have an independent film from Iceland in the lineup. You don't see too many of those. No. So, yeah, it's a gorgeous little story about a family who run a really tacky kind of ghost tour through the basement of their own home. But the mum, Lara, in this story, actually speaks to the dead, and the word Summerland actually in Icelandic means the sweet hereafter. So she communicates with people from the dead and runs seances in their house. And then things go horribly wrong when hubby Oscar decides to sell their elf stone to pay for the mortgage.
Yeah, which is gorgeous. I mean, it sounds like such a silly premise, but they pull it off. And these characters, the relationship between the husband and wife is just lovely. And in fact immortal, isn't it? This transcended lifestyles, which is just gorgeous.
I offer you 50,000 kronos, 50,000 euro.
And that's what it's the characters that do it.
It is really warm characters. They have two gorgeous kids, a sort of goth teenage girl and a younger boy who, like mum, also has a friend which you discover is a dead friend. So there's some wonderful quirky characters. Because of the family debts, they decide to sell their elf stone, and that's when everything starts going wrong. And it's brought by these crazy German conceptual artists who take the elf stone back to Germany. So, look, a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, yeah.
And as if there's not enough going on in this film, there's also a bit of a metaphor, isn't there, for Iceland's role in the beginning of the global financial crisis?
Yes, a few people have read this as a metaphor for the financial troubles in Iceland, this idea that they're selling off their national assets, and look what happens when you do, the whole place falls apart. So, yeah, a nice little touch to otherwise a really fun family film.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Simon. Well, there you go, folks. A really fun film, some lovable characters. It's well worth the journey. Details are on this website. We'll see you at the festival.